All right, there we go. We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pastrami Nation. We are the meat of pop culture. Welcome to our latest podcast. Joining us today in the order I see on my screen. I don't know if it's the same for everybody else, but we'll go ahead and first we got Jason R. Smith.
Hey, everybody.
We got Dim Sum Hottie.
Hi.
We have Kevin Hoskinson.
Hey, everyone.
And we have the other Jason Smith.
Hi.
So this time you got to be the other Jason Smith. So today we do have some pretty cool things to talk about. We have some things to give away as well from our good friends at Apollo Burger. We have 2 Pastrami Nation meals.
Oh, wow.
So you get the Pastrami Nation sandwich and a fry, which is pretty awesome. If you haven't tried it yet and you're in the high desert, you're really missing out. So this is your chance to own that. So just drop a comment and let us know. And right now we should be on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. But leave a comment on any of those.
We're on MySpace too.
No, we're not on MySpace. We have no. But we are the other ones. It doesn't matter where you leave a comment because we can see all the comments. So please drop a comment. Let us know. Join the discussion. We have some really cool things to talk about. So you'll want to jump in the discussion because first thing we're going to talk about is something I know is very near and dear to Jason R's heart. He's probably he's the biggest Boba Fett fan that I know. So let's go ahead and talk about the Mandalorian.
And now there's
Right, and now we can say that Boba Fett isn't just, all he did was like get knocked by Han Solo into the Sarlacc pit. Now we can say like he survived and pulled himself out and he came out all gruesome and
he lost his hair.
Still a badass. And his armor, freaking Jawas. But what do we think? What do we think of Boba Fett's return?
Dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I have the same reaction. It was awesome. I thought seeing him in the armor again, like, I just was like, yeah, it was really cool.
Just seeing the Slave One show up, like when you're looking for stormtroopers, and wow.
You're expecting Gideon's ships to start pulling up when he's looking at the sky. And as soon as you see that iconic ship, you're like, oh, crap. I know Jason R must have been having a heart attack.
That was badass, dude. That was the best episode. Well, both the last 2 episodes by far.
They were really good.
Mm-hmm.
The best of all the episodes, both seasons.
You mean you didn't like the frog episode?
Why do we have to bring up the frog episode? No.
I mean, it has some relevancy later on, but no.
It was still Star Wars,
Yeah.
But this one.
Filler episodes,
Do you feel like is there any doubt that that's Boba Fett?
No.
Okay.
That's absolutely Boba Fett.
Yeah, and I think they with the whole little verification thing, they kind of because the Star Wars, fandom was going to be ready to be like, well, they didn't say this, or he could be this or that, and I think they put that to rest.
I thought there was a chance, maybe it wasn't, like a slim chance, but after that last episode, no, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Right, awesome. And do you want to see, because there's been talks already of a Boba Fett spinoff? Would that be something, or do you feel like, because I know some people think he came just to sacrifice himself and save baby Grogu?
You know what I think, dude? I think that it might go the other way around. That maybe the Mandalorian gets sacrificed and Boba Fett lives. And I could see that happening because his ship just got moved up. So everyone's like, well, what's he going to do now? You know what I mean? So
who are you talking to that sounds like that?
and then there's Wave 1 just chilling, dude. So I don't know, man. And now with them saying that, revealing that, Boba Fett is Mandalorian, the Mandalorian title could be him.
Could still be, Boba Fett.
Right.
Which is the Mandalorian.
I think one of them is going to die. And I think if I had to say who I'd rather it be or it would most likely be, I'd say the Mandalorian.
Of course you would, because
Really
you
weird.
absolutely love Boba Fett. I really think I love the Mandalorian character that they created. I think he's done a really, good job of showing like what a badass a Mandalorian can be. I wouldn't want to see him go off into the sunset to save little baby Grogu.
And I
everybody
think
loves that name,
think about this too, like how they didn't want to train like the Baby Yoda because Grogu.
Baby Grogu.
She didn't want to do it because he's got like an attachment to the Mandalorian. You know what I mean? And he's got that, like they're not supposed to have attachment or whatever. So I think it could play into a story where if the Mandalorian sacrifices himself, that it could play a part in which way Baby Grogu goes as far as so
Dark Yoda.
I like your use of the word Grogu. Yeah.
Baby Grogu. Stop it. I'm not super enthusiastic about the name, but I really don't.
Oh, me either. I'm not too happy about it either. It sounds like a yogurt, but
That was the most anticlimactic thing in the whole Mandalorian that I've ever seen. Was like, oh, its name is, and I'm like looking, and then she says it, and I was like,
Grogu. You might have
Everybody gives him too much black out, looking overweight, dude.
who?
yeah, I saw the Boba Fett comments.
Yeah.
it was gonna happen.
So, well, here's the thing, and this is what I honestly think, dude. Like, I honestly think that it has more to do with what he's wearing underneath or something, because he's not a big dude. You know what I mean? Like Tamar Morrison, he's not. You know what I mean? So I almost feel like angles might have been weird, or like maybe
he's not fat at all.
He's not fat at all. So like that's why I mean you could see it. Yeah, he looks paunchy, but like I think I don't know, man. I just don't. He's not. So I think it might have to do with more of like what's underneath it, bulking him up, or like I don't know, weird angles. I don't know. It just I don't buy that he's that big, dude, because he's not.
Well, fandom's so nitpicky, you know.
I feel like a lot of that though was he didn't have his bottom half, and I feel like a lot of it just didn't flow right. And I think that's probably why he looked bigger.
Right, because he had his
only the top
wanderer guard.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but the bottom
really
was just yeah.
But it was actually cool to see him actually do something. You know what I mean?
And do it well. Like he cracked those heads. Like
Yeah, dude.
he was awesome. That's the Boba Fett we've been wanting to see. You know, growing up and everything, we always thought that character would be that badass instead of just, getting knocked into the Sarlacc pit. Like, claim to fame, a blind Han Solo knocked you into the Sarlacc pit.
Looking like an idiot, dude.
Hey, we did learn one very important thing from this episode, that stormtrooper helmets for these big, like, Empire soldiers, armored stormtroopers. We know that stormtrooper armor is in fact made of a cheap plastic. The way it's shattered like that.
Or he just had such force,
Oh, the Tusken Raider stick. How strong can that be?
Apparently, I don't know. There was that part.
It's made of that Beskar or whatever.
And it looked like it had some weight to it.
Yeah, just like Boba.
Dude, stop.
Okay, we got some comments. Let me see. Rebecca says hi. Brian says hi. Sean Tracy says, how's it going, everyone? Hope this is another good show. I'm taking time away from Cyberpunk to be here. Cyberpunk came out today. Let us know how that is, Sean. Anthony says, what's up? And Sean also puts, he's wearing heavy robes. Look at the guys at Ren fairs. The armor always makes them look fat, even when they are in great shape. Good point.
He's heavy in a robe? What?
That's
what I'm saying, dude. I think it has a lot to do with the costuming underneath it, and maybe a combination of that and angles. I don't know, but the dude's not that big, so like, he's just not.
He's super fit.
So leave him alone, Star Wars fan. Yeah. It's so funny that they just grab onto that, like, oh, he's fat and he sounds different. People were talking about the voice. There's been a whole lot of. Yeah, I'm thinking like, what did you want him to sound like?
Well, age
Boba Fett
happens, like age. It's all there is to it. Your voice changes, your hair color changes, everything changes.
I don't know. That's pretty on point to
honestly,
me,
I don't know. You're just grasping at straws at this point.
That's what it is, I think. Grasping at straws. People can't be happy.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Hashtag Jabba the Fett.
Like, it's true, you're mad because what? Because you have nothing else to complain about, so you're going to pick on how Tamar Morrison appears to look or how he sounds. Like you said, age makes things change and makes people change. And we met him last year, and he's not big, he's not fat, he is super freaking fit and
Pretty short for a clone trooper, dude.
Hey, and you think about it, all the guys making these comments on the internet are probably like 400-pound neck beards living in a basement.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe I wouldn't know.
yeah. Like, come on, man. And he's not that tall either.
Well, it's not even about how tall he is. With camera angles, you can make the shortest of people look tall. You know what I mean? It's just that he's not even remotely like chubby. You know what I mean? There's the guy's not chubby. He's not packing an extra 5 pounds. The guy's super fit. So I mean, it's just the costuming.
I think that I just want to point him out because I thought it was cool. I don't know if anybody else did or if they noticed it or whatever, but I'm sure most of it did. But like the comment he made about I'm just a man making my way in the galaxy, like that was pretty cool.
A nice nod to the past, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, like after he was cleaning up those stormtroopers, he did the whole like pistol twirl back into his holster. It was just like Jango Fett. It was pretty badass, dude.
You know who's shorter than him though? Jango Fett, about a head's length.
Who?
I said, you know who's shorter than Boba Fett? Django.
Oh,
by about a head.
You didn't see where this was headed?
Dude, stop.
Nobody's missed that.
Eat it.
I know. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was a really good episode, dude. The one before that was really good, and I think the next two are going to be crazy. I think there's only 2 episodes left. So the next one, and then the last one has to be good because it's going to leave you on that cliffhanger. And
which one was the one before that you liked so
the one
much?
with Ahsoka? Like that one started from start to end. Like, whoa,
oh, great!
Yeah,
A lot of great Jedi action. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
whenever you see lightsabers, you're like, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, and kind of been waiting for that to happen somewhere along the line, but
Baby Grogu got his name, so
the bigger question now that episode leaves, and we might find out in the next episode or 2, I would think, would be like who he was communicating with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think it was?
Luke Skywalker.
Clearly given this some thought.
No, I didn't, because he's still out there, and at this point,
he is during that time. Yeah.
At this point in time, he's out there probably starting his school and everything, and I don't know. It makes sense that there's a probability of that. But then how do you, if that's the case, how do you bring him back in? Because Mark Hamill's like 800 years old. So
I've seen people like say that you could get the guy who played the Winter Soldier, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Sebastian
Stan.
Yeah. Because he has the look.
Looks just like him, dude. But that's something that, like, I mean, they would have already filmed these episodes. So, I mean, possibly, I don't know. Or
maybe they got Justin Bieber to play him. You never know.
Or they could do the whole, like, like the de-aging CGI, like, or whatever, you know what I mean? I guess that's a possibility too.
It's like they did with Superman's mustache. They can always CG it.
Yeah.
Or the Luke Skywalker character can go through the whole thing with that helmet that he was wearing on. Remember that Ben Kenobi had him wear? Where like he couldn't see anything? He could just be wearing that the whole time. Like he's so powerful he can see without vision,
Right? The blast.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I think it is.
And we got some comments about that. Sean Tracy he thinks it's Cal Kestis and Ezra. They're current canon living in Jedi at the time period. And Ezra's been kind of the one I've been hearing a lot of. I've heard a few people that are real hopeful that it's the Star Killer from the Force Unleashed video games, which that would be kind of cool. But I mean, Luke ties directly to the trilogy. So it would be so cool because it brings it right back. And Mandalorian's done such a great job of calling back everything to the trilogy.
And I think I told you, Nolan, maybe like a week ago or something, that I feel like that this whole thing is setting up like a foundation for Dave Filoni to remake, or at least be part of remaking the trilogy, because the last trilogy was such trash for the most part that, like, imagine those guys making an, you know what I mean? Woo. Yeah,
I would love to see a feature length movie or a trilogy of them by the people that are making Mandalorian, because we're getting some really, really good stories and Star Wars lore. Well, somebody put they mentioned Thrawn. I didn't watch Rebels, but Thrawn's been around for a very long time. Like you would see him on the novel cover. Thrawn was the villain. So it was very cool to see that they're at some point in time going to introduce Thrawn, and I'm hearing it's the brother to the guy who plays the modern day Pennywise that'll be Thrawn, because he's also the voice of Thrawn in Rebels.
One of the Skarsgård boys.
Yeah.
One of the Skarsgård boys.
Yeah.
One of them.
Which one?
The one that's not it.
Well, there's four. There's four of them.
Yeah, it was like
It's not the one that's it.
It's not the one that's
Thor.
it. Which one?
The guy in Thor. That's worth a look.
I can't with you today. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, there was one missed opportunity in that last episode, though, man.
Yeah.
It made me being one of those picky guys or whatever. But after he shot that rocket and blew up the two ships that were trying to get away, remember that? So he turned around and he said that, like, oh, I was trying to hit the other one or whatever. It would have been better if he would have said something like, well, we won't be seeing them anymore. Or we remember they won't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys,
Like a classic line.
Yep.
I would have loved that.
Anyways, that's my pickiness.
That is like a definition of nitpicky, but yes, absolutely. We all are entitled to that. I think, of course, we all did love the episode. Let me see if we have any other comments. We have Brian says it's the trolls who are finding the stupidest details, like gene guys and helicopters in the background. It's a show. Agreed. It's a show. Just enjoy it, And then Anthony puts, please tell me you're going to pre-order the Nerf rifle.
Oh,
Jason,
that one.
Are you going to pre-order it?
After that one I already got, dude, no.
Well, yeah, because you got that nice wood one that's...
I think
got
that's
the real deal.
good. The Nerf one's pretty cool, though, dude.
It looks great.
I wonder, like, how it's sized. You know what I mean? Like, if it's, like, 3 feet
Probably
long.
not to scale, like, I don't know, it could be, but
Cool,
Well,
man.
and if anybody does get it, I know it's not going to come out for a while because pre-orders are barely open. Shoot us pictures, let us know, because I'm not going to buy it because I don't need a big giant rifle that shoots Nerf things. So, but I'm sure somebody does, and it looks great
Breaking the prongs off the front of it, like left and right, probably.
because you just keep hitting people with it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Nerf Tusken Raider stick.
Oh, I would buy that. Yeah.
That's better because then you could like actually fight each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I would buy like 2 of them and have them with me at all times so you can just challenge people.
Some American Gladiator shit.
North American on the pedestals.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. All right, we're about to jump to the next topic, but first, keep leaving comments. Your chance to win one of 2 Pastrami Nation meals, courtesy of Apollo Burger here in Victorville.
Can I win them?
No, if you're on this podcast, you cannot win them. But if you're not, please feel free to drop a comment. We won't draw a winner until Friday, so you have time. So just drop a comment. Let us know anything about what we're talking about, or to say hi, or all weird like Jason says hi. Either way, yeah, there we go. You can do that too. Let's go ahead and jump into another show that's it's been a hot button issue, mainly because it's rebooting a really classic show, and that's Saved by the Bell. So the Saved by the Bell reboot or sequel has came out, and it's on Peacock, and it's 10 episodes, I believe. They're short. They're
They're
like,
half hour each, I think.
yeah, maybe a little less than a half hour, yeah. And if you've watched it, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Out of us here, who has had the privilege of seeing Saved by the Bell?
Me.
Of course.
Reboot now.
But it's not a reboot. It's now the best way
yeah.
I could put it, because it was enjoyable, but the way I could put it, and I told Jason this too, it felt like a really good Saturday Night Live skit of Saved by the Bell.
I think they were trying to push a few agendas too, though. I didn't particularly care for that, but there wasn't a whole lot. Like when the first few episodes, it felt like that's what they were trying to do, and then just kind of like it fizzled off. And I'm like, okay, if they don't really mention that stuff anymore, then it just let it be a show, let it be the Saved by the Bell universe.
Yeah, and tell the stories of that. And I think when they went to that, it got a little better, but it definitely felt like they were lampooning themselves.
Yeah, they were taking major, like with the high school seniors, they were asking chicks out, and they're like these 50-year-old guys with Letterman jackets. He asked me out. He's a senior, and the dude has fucking gray hair and shit.
Yeah. And the one girl's like, I know he's not a senior. He has a Desert Storm hat on. And you see this like old man by the jukebox kind of like dancing around.
He was like the college guy.
A lot of jabs at, the old Saved by the Bell, because it was, when you think about it, it was this hokey universe. They could afford, to eat at the Max every day. They didn't have to worry about really real world problems. And you still see that because you have like Bayside, which is like, Zach's kid and Jesse's kid. And then you have a high school that gets shut down thanks to Governor Zach. So those students come in and they're more like the real students. And, some of them are pretty, stereotypical. You'd think they would get a little more creative on it. But they definitely point out, like when Slater goes to sit down and he flips the chair around to sit backwards and the guy's like, wow, I've never seen anybody sit like that in real life. Because, that was always Slater's thing. But, it doesn't have the same comedic vibe as Saved by the Bell, but that doesn't mean it's not good. What do you think, Jason?
But I think they got to fine tune it, because there are some really funny parts on it, but it's just, I think they got to hone in on what made that,
Yeah, I loved that, Jesse's kid's middle name is Eleanor.
Yeah, because she was always
a boy.
Yeah, I'm a woman, this and that, and her son's Jesse Eleanor. What was his name? Jamie?
I forget. Jamie Eleanor Spano.
So are any of them did they get married and
Zach and Callie are married?
Yes.
Don't you remember? There was a whole it went from
Vegas wedding.
Just Saved by the Bell to Saved by the Bell, the college years, and then it went to the wedding of Zach and Kelly.
I watched Saved by the Bell. Who didn't? But the college years, no, I missed that.
Oh, I watched that one.
I actually really enjoyed the college years.
So did I. I enjoyed it more than the regular Saved by the Bell, actually, surprisingly.
They kind of like what I kind of think with the Slater character is he's as what Johnny is in Cobra Kai, like a less cool version of that, Like he's kind of down on his
Thank you for saying less cool because
Zach got the girl and everything. Slater's living in a whatever apartment or whatever, unmarried and whatnot, kind of down on his luck.
They definitely give him a very loser vibe, and it kind of sucks because AC Slater wasn't you would never see him as a loser. There was that episode where he thought he was going to be a professional wrestler, and then you saw his future, and it was horrible. Well, that's kind of what he is. What they show in there, he's a gym teacher, but still desperate for Jesse, and Jesse's married.
He's married to some dude that goes into writing retreats for 6 months at a time, and very Jesse person for her to marry.
If they do that, I like if they do that to a character that was seemingly successful, in high school, like they did with Johnny and in Cobra Kai. How he's just kind of like a degenerate, a drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Zach would have been a heroin addict and recovering, and
this is not Saved by the Bell material. This doesn't work at all.
Well, there was no arc to it, and I know what you're saying. There was no you hit rock bottom and start coming back up or anything. Zach still skated by just being by being Zach.
And that's a wheelchair because he's a quadriplegic because he was in an accident.
That didn't happen. No,
where it's okay, it's kind of real now.
Alternate universe Slater.
You can't take a show that was based on, and what I read somebody had said in an article that Saved by the Bell was these kids that there wasn't a problem that couldn't be solved within a 20-minute episode. They lived so you can't take it from that and then try to make it like this. There's no cohesiveness to that.
And they call a lot of attention to that stuff too. Like you said, nothing can't be solved in that 20-minute episode, right? And they always have their ridiculous, prank offs or dance offs, and they bring that up too. What that means, dance off, and the real students are like, what?
Right.
What is that? But it definitely didn't have the same vibe as the sitcom Saved by the Bell, but I still thought it was enjoyable because it tied in the lore. Like you hear about Screech, you see one character. I won't tell you who it is or anything, but you see one character get tied into all the history, and they do a really good like fake out video job.
Oh, it was awesome.
So you see him at the when Callie's getting pressured to drink at a party, and this character is kind of faked in there with his face.
Oh, the Johnny party.
Yeah, it was.
We're all taking.
I thought that was really cool. But
they even mentioned. Remember Jeff?
They mentioned Tori.
Really?
It was funny too because when it's just mentioned him, passing, like Zach's like, oh yeah, new people are great, like Tori, and Callie's like, who?
Well, just
because Callie wasn't there for that year. Callie and Jesse weren't.
Well, just like when his son says, "Who's Jeff?" because Callie mentioned Jeff.
So, my only issue with it, and probably the only reason why I haven't watched it is because it's only available on Peacock, and I really don't want to sign up for a whole nother. I already have Hulu, I already have Netflix, I already have Disney Plus, I already have some weird off the wall one, I have Amazon. I don't want another one. I honestly don't, and I get that this exclusivity gives these other streaming networks more hits and more pop, but I don't know, I just don't think Saved by the Bell whatever I'm not supposed to call it is enough for me to want to download and start streaming a whole nother service. It's super annoying, and that's my biggest pet peeve with it.
You
can watch the first episode though, because the first episode's free.
I can watch one, and I know that if I watch one, I'm gonna want to just finish it up just to see, to have like a good opinion on it, and I just don't want to sign up for another.
It's all about that 7-day free trial that you forget to cancel. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, and we always forget.
It's
always forget.
That's the only reason why I haven't watched it, is because I just don't want to download another.
Just do it.
I can see that. Yeah, Kevin, what's your opinion, Kevin? Do you have any desire to watch it?
Yeah, I do. I do really want to watch it. Like I'm excited. I want to see it. I'm curious about it. I think it's bringing it into the modern world is going to be unique to see and interesting. Like the only reason why I'd want to watch it, obviously, is to see how everyone turns up, and of course, you want to see those classic characters again.
Right.
But it's like we have Peacock. I just I don't have it on my TV for some reason, so it's like only on my phone and tablet, and it's just it's kind of like you were saying, there's already like a million streaming services that I have, and Peacock I've forgotten about ever since kind of like when Quibi came out. It was a thing.
We don't mention Quibi.
We don't mention Quibi around here. But Peacock's kind of the same way. It's one of those we have Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, Shudder, all these other ones, and it's I just forget that it's there because it's only on my phone and on my iPad.
I had never heard of Peacock until I wanted to watch this stupid Saved by the Bell thing, and I was like, "What the heck is Peacock?" And I was like, "Oh, dumb! I don't want more."
Yeah, it's insane. And isn't it mostly free though? It is free.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's the original content that they want you to upgrade to,
right.
Because you can watch countless episodes of Monk or Psych or whatnot, and they're all on there. And I do that. Even before I did the upgrade, Monk and Psych were a constant. So Peacock, has been a thing since it came out for me. I downloaded it day one, and there's been a lot of really good NBC USA shows that pop up. And Jason actually saw this really horrible Bigfoot movie on there. So
aren't they doing another Psych movie for it?
Yeah. Oh, I hope they keep doing them because they did one this year, and I want to say they're doing one for next year. And then I see Rebecca put, and they do have short commercials scattered throughout. Yeah. And that doesn't change with even when you upgrade it, you still have those little 60-second commercials where it just keeps going. And then sometimes it'll be this is commercial free, brought to you by Nationwide. And then you'll have no commercials. That was the first episode. I was like, cool, no commercials. And then,
right? I have to pay for my bazillionth streaming freaking app to have commercials sometimes. Come on now. Just to watch
could be good commercials.
This isn't working out for me.
You need to hear about the Rogers rate and the Patrick price.
Yeah. You pay attention during those commercials. Yeah.
You've clearly seen quite a few of the same commercials throughout these episodes, I take it.
No, there's a commercial I want to bring up, and it popped up. I forget where it popped up, but it's real, and it's a movie based on Colonel Sanders, KFC, starring Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell fame. And what do we think about this insanity of it existing?
I love it.
I was gonna say I'm actually like it looks horrible, but I'm there 100%, and I'm going to watch it.
So I have a tiny theory about this. So in the last 2 years, I think that the networks have had a really big, huge problem with originality. Everything is getting reboot. It's like nobody has any ideas anymore. So again, I'm going to use the term grasping at straws for something original, because I think too many people, especially our generation, were like, stop redoing our favorite movies because you're ruining them. Stop doing this because you're killing it. And so now we're going.
So now look what they did.
Now we're going from screwed up reboots or whatevers to the KFC love story, which, yeah. Will I watch it? Yes, Kevin. Probably, because I can't help it, because curiosity, you know what I mean? But honestly, if this is what originality is for like the future generations, this is really going to suck for them.
You could end up loving it.
I won't. Really? Mario Lopez is Colonel Sanders? Really?
It's the perfect casting. Perfect casting.
And who's the chick? I don't remember.
I don't know who that is.
But it's the perfect casting, Nolan.
It is. No, I just meant for him. Perfect casting.
Why? Why do you think he makes a good Colonel Sanders?
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, Mario Lopez.
It's fun.
Yeah.
If they put some dark twist into it, it'd be cool.
Oh no, some VC Andrews twist. Is that what you're talking about? Come on
Something
now.
about his secret recipe. You know, what's in those 8 spices.
Man.
Oh,
Obviously.
oh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Got to find out some secrets we don't want to know.
I don't know. I'm
Extra crispy.
I'm more recently into like some like them taking things that we always known to be or thought to be wholesome and kind of putting, dude, ever since we watched Fat Man, dude, oh my god.
Look,
Like,
Oh, I need to watch that.
Oh, Kevin! I know Kevin wants to watch that.
I have to. It's one of those things. It looks like a real.
before Kevin,
it's
Yeah, I
good.
know.
how
It
did
looks
that
like-
work out?
All right. It looks like one of those like really bad. It looks like an SNL sketch, like just like come to life. They're like, let's just make this
Right.
into a movie.
Dude.
It's actually
And yeah, that's what what I've
I
actually
need
heard
to
a
watch it.
lot of good reviews on it, and I definitely think we need to watch it, and we all need to talk about it because
good.
No, it is.
Especially for the holidays. Yeah.
yeah,
Did you, Jason and Nolan?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, we've
Yeah.
seen a movie before these three have seen a movie. That never happened. That's
Yeah.
never, ever happened.
I know. I'm gonna get on it though.
But taking something like that and putting I guess I don't
Okay.
say a dark side, but like a real like,
Okay, but we're talking about a love story. When you say dark side to a love story, that never comes out. Like, no, not when
Lifetime Originals, they can do it.
I was gonna say it's Lifetime,
Ooh.
so they're
Come on.
gonna,
Looking good.
They'll
someone
do
will
that
be
super
murdered.
dark twist, you know.
like what?
Yeah.
Like he wanted to
I don't
start
want to spoil it.
making fried pork and got stuck with making fried chicken. That's a lifetime
he sold
twist.
to Satan for the 11 herbs and spices.
Right?
He has like a pact with the devil, and there's a big Satanist cult underneath that's beneath KFC.
Shouldn't you know about this since you
I
worked
love this.
for years?
Yeah, and I can't talk about it.
Oh God,
He met
You're
the devil and he said, "You want to be regular or extra crispy?"
you're embarrassing. Stop it.
I was waiting for some puns to come out. Yeah.
Hey, we just need somebody to remake. Remember Small Wonder from the '80s,
Oh yeah.
Yes,
No, we
Yes.
don't.
right?
Yes,
Love
you
Small
do know
Wonder.
that.
Vicky. Yeah,
Yeah,
No.
Sure.
I mean,
There
we'll
was
make
a-
a real creepy version. No.
yeah.
He's like, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And they go, "Where'd you learn that?" Street
Like
gambling movie
Vicky's
on
gonna be
television.
like Annabelle.
Like a Terminator.
Vicky's
Yeah.
gonna be like an Annabelle Terminator like hybrid.
Yeah, and she comes back to fight.
I can't
Jean-Claude
believe I'm
Van Damme.
feeding into this. This is ridiculous. I'm ashamed of
Comes
myself.
back. Hey, Jean Claude's still out there, dude. Don't sleep on Jean Claude, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's not good.
So, is the consensus that everybody wants to watch the KFC love story?
Want to or have to?
Want to?
I'm not want to.
Wants.
I'm more like I
Wants.
have to. No.
I want to just to see
Yeah.
what it turns
I
out.
want to
like.
watch it while I'm eating KFC.
Original or extra crispy?
It's a
Extra
lifetime
crispy.
movie.
I have never eaten KFC in my life.
Oh, you're missing out.
I am not.
You must
They have
been
really
living
good hot sauce too.
A what?
A parfait.
If I want a parfait, I'm not going to KFC for it.
They have
the
good
little
parfaits, yeah.
parfait. I love
Oh,
those.
Yeah, parfait.
I've never eaten KFC in my life, so
Huh.
The little potato wedge. Well, they got rid of the potato wedge fries. They have like regular fries now.
I oh. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I can't see years, dude.
I have no opinion on that.
Oh well, I think the KFC topic it's done. We're done with.
It's to
Yeah.
go.
Until we
Go.
all watch the movie
It's
and
not
have something
over.
to say about it.
Yeah. Well, once we all watch it, maybe we can talk about that and Fat Man and.
Well, if it's on
No
Peacock,
wonder.
I'm not watching
You gotta
it,
watch
so.
Fat Man, dude. It's Christmas
Yeah.
time. Bump it in with other Christmas movies like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon.
Nice. I'm gonna pick that
I'm
up.
definitely gonna watch it.
Oh, we got some comments about chicken. Sean Tracy says no, she is not missing out. And then he put Church's chicken is better.
It is.
I've never had Church's chicken either.
This is way better.
He
Popeyes.
doesn't eat fast
Now
food.
Popeyes I've eaten, and El Pollo Loco I eat. But as far as like the fried chicken places, Popeyes is the only place I've really had
How do we
it.
start doing a chicken review?
KFC, and I said I've never eaten at KFC because it's not for me.
Finger looking good.
How about Popeye only ate spinach?
I feel like,
That makes it the most unappealing meal ever.
like warring factions. Like you got El Pollo Loco in churches and like, you know what I mean?
That's the love story. It's a love story. It's so much love. The cover is Mario Lopez prom holding some girl. It's love. You stop it.
With his cool little Colonel Sanders facial hair.
It's weird seeing it all dark like that. I think that's one of my big like.
Well, maybe something happens and it shocks it to white. Like maybe he sees the
Oh,
love
no,
of his life
it's
die,
love.
and all of a sudden it turns white.
It's the love story.
Yeah,
It's all for the rest.
he loses her, and all of a sudden it goes all white, and then that's when he becomes rich.
You guys are
Rich
ridiculous.
and
Right, just say writes itself. I mean, somebody put Church's chicken as nasty gas station chicken. No,
Who said that? Who said
Well,
that?
it wasn't in 1990.
Anthony Blanco.
Oh, tell him I need his address and everything, okay?
But he said Popeyes is where it's at.
Popeye
Popeye.
only eats spinach.
Popeyes.
Popeyes is really good. I agree. I like
Popeye
their
only
rice
eats
over there too.
spinach.
Popeyes.
Popeye only eats spinach.
No, Popeye's chicken. That
Popeyes is
spicy
number
Cajun
one.
seasoning. Ooh, that's good.
Actually,
Yeah,
they're
spicy
they're-
chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that sandwich was worth the hype.
You know what? I was sadly disappointed by that.
I liked it.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
We can't talk
That's
about
messed up, Nolan. I don't know how to take
we can't
that.
talk about chicken longer than we talked about the Mandalorian, dude. Come on.
All right, let's go ahead and jump on to our next topic because we are in the holiday time. So let's talk about gift ideas, pop culture gift ideas that we've seen around coming out this season.
I've been itching. Go ahead.
So, what have we seen that's been hitting this season that's like top of the list for giving gifts? Pop culture. Go for it. Yeah.
KFC gift cards.
Oh,
Scratch and sniff ones.
Yeah.
finger looking good ones.
And they're all greasy too when you grab them.
Oh, gross.
They have
You
those
just go like-
hand them to you.
And still on the KFC train.
What are the numbers?
Nolan.
Obviously, I think that the number one gifts right now is obviously the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X Series.
If you can find them, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably like the hot item right now. But availability's kind of got that all screwed up. But well, I was going to tell you guys earlier that I didn't bring up, and I'm sure you guys know these things exist. I just saw them for the first time tonight. Was the pop pins?
The
Oh, yeah.
pins, yeah. Those are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them, dude. I was at Barnes and Noble, or we were at Barnes and Noble tonight, and
That's-
I saw those. And
They're like that big, huh?
yeah, it's like fig pins, but I think they have better packaging. You know, well, they've got the Funko kind of style packaging. You know what I mean? The box is
Right.
relatively the same size, but it's only maybe like an inch.
Thick, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's chases too, right? I believe there's chase ones.
Oh, I don't know. I only saw they only had like 2 variants. They had the nun and something else there, and I was like, I had never seen those before. But I mean, the fig pin, it's just like fig pin, same thing.
But what does one deal with said pins? Like you can't wear them.
Wear it.
You can't.
Why can't you wear it?
Yeah, why?
Because Jason was
Like a Medal of Honor.
and he tells me about this. I'm like, what is that? So he shows me a picture. And then he goes, fig pins. I said, fig pins. I've heard of a fig pin.
You can put them on like a shadow box thing or a board, and then
shows
put them up.
me this fig
Or if you're wearing a satchel.
whatever it is. And he's like, they get like this big. And I'm like, what do you do with a pin that big? Like, does that count for like 20 pieces of flair in one?
You beat somebody. with that.
You wear it.
It's a weapon.
Like a title belt out of it.
Well, like you said, you could do like the sash, kind of like the Boy Scout or whatever.
What?
Weighs like
Don't do that.
The sack?
But they, the pop pins do look really cool. So do the fig pins actually.
The fig pins are badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Adrian agrees. They're badass.
They look. I mean, I have a grip of pins, because I collect them when we go to Disneyland, right? So my stupid lanyard is so freaking heavy, and I've got some that aren't even on my lanyard because they're so the bigger they get, the heavier they become. And what does one do with these things? Like, is it like Jason, where he just keeps them in a box, or does it like the other Jason, who takes everything out of the box and plays with it? I'm not sure what you do with these things.
Maybe you get a special jacket, and when you flex when you go to like conventions, and you look like a convention admiral, like you've been through like. They just have like all these pins and like medals and like
it's gonna rip your shirt.
Weighs like 50. No, the jacket.
Like the holes, it's gonna rip your jacket. You seen those things?
You have to get a sturdy jacket,
like a military jacket,
and it's ripping those holes. Yeah, no.
It's almost like a I don't know, like a ranking, dude. Like
a ranking.
Yeah, I'm an 18-inch Goku pin. Yeah.
Look at my
Star Funko General.
Yeah.
I don't know if I missed the podcast where we discussed that name, Nolan, but I know you're doing it on purpose just to watch me make an ugly face every time you say
What
it.
Name?
What name?
I won't say it.
What
I
name?
actually didn't.
I won't say it. It's awful. It doesn't even roll off your tongue. It's so awful.
I didn't catch it.
Grogu?
Honestly, don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, Grogu. Oh,
Grogu.
It's like vomit.
Grogu.
It's pretty bad.
it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
So Rebecca says like a Letterman jacket. Exactly. A Letterman jacket strong enough
Right.
to hold the pins. There we go. That's exactly it.
Right.
Problem
Like
solved.
an
Problem
admiral.
solved.
Like
Yeah,
a military.
Jackets are way too expensive to be putting them heavy ass pins on.
Yeah, and if you don't have enough pins,
Yeah, you need to put in the leather arms. It's about the only thing that's going to hold those damn pins.
yeah,
And then you can ram somebody if they start messing with you, trying to jack you for your pins. You can be like, ugh.
Jack you for your you would have to like knock somebody out to get those pins
to
off.
take it off.
They're so big,
it'd be like an 800.
They want that Grogu,
Oh,
That Grogu.
that's
Is such a
awful. Dude, who came up with that? It does not roll off the tongue well.
It kind of Grogu's on you.
Something was going to happen. Well, it hasn't Grogooned on me. See, it doesn't come out right.
But then again, man, who knows? It could have been a lot of things, and people would have been just like, like what did I want it to be? I don't know. Like,
Well, I don't have that answer, but I can tell you what I didn't want it to be, and it's what it is.
Yeah, because what if it was like Jeff? You'd be like, ugh.
I just thought it would be something like, I don't know, maybe a little cuter and not so.
Grogi. Grogi.
his name's Hank.
Hank.
Yeah, Grogu, yes, but not Grogu. Like Grogu.
Grogu.
Like,
But there's a lot of Grogu stuff out there right now for the holidays too.
Oh.
I see a whole bunch of Grogu, the little stuffed toy ones. There's the life-size one that I know that Scott from Sarlacc Digest got. It's the like life-size Grogu. I used to say Baby Yoda, but that died the minute I heard it.
Are you talking about like, sideshow one or?
Hmm?
Are you talking about the sideshow one?
Yeah, the sideshow one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy who he got his in this past week, and I was like, whoa, it looks
You
pretty
know what
cool.
Grogu is short for? Darth Gregorius.
No. No, it's not.
No.
Hey, I do want to say one more thing because I want to ask you guys, and it has to do with that. Have you guys seen the theory about Mace Windu?
No.
No, that one, he's alive, and two, he might be the one that saved Grogu from the temple.
No.
How do you survive getting? He got killed pretty good.
Well, he could have survived that fall.
No, that's it. You know,
Well, then again, Darth Maul lived.
in terms of like, right? I was gonna say, in terms of how other people have quote unquote died in these things, like getting thrown out a window ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
Stopped it.
it's not like you saw him land on something.
The Emperor lived, you know. Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a theory about that because they mentioned that he was in the temple or whatever. So there's a theory.
So maybe he saved Grogu.
Yeah, that he got thrown out the window and made it back over there and saved him. There's that theory, and there's also the theory that Anakin spared him.
I see the memes. This is like, don't show up to the temple today, Grogu. I like you.
Yeah,
It's Anakin.
I
Yeah.
like
He's in the background.
come back, and I want Samuel Jackson back too, dude.
Oh, that'd be.
I think we all would. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All right. So back on gift ideas. Anything else that we've seen? I know PS5, Xbox. Which good luck. Good luck.
So I know it came out earlier this year, but I'm still obsessed with collecting all the sets for the Super Mario Legos sets.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which are pretty cool. It's like a really fun, like interactive thing that you could do with the kids, you could do with the family. Like it's a really fun. It's probably one of the most unique Lego sets I've ever played with. Like
They look really cool.
they're really cool. They're kind of more like a little bit more on the kid side, but they're a lot of fun, and it's cool to collect all the different. Like you could buy like Yoshi's house and the haunted Boo's castle, and like you could even buy Bowser's castle, which is like a good like $100. But it's still all cool to get it all together, and you basically build your own course, and you can run it. You have like a minute to run it however you want. You get power ups, you get all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely recommend that.
Legos have always been a hard thing for me, dude, because it kind of conflicts what I want to do when I buy something, which is keep it in the box.
Right? No, I hear you. No, that I totally get that. Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know if I should take it out and put it together, or if I'm supposed to leave it in the box. Like where am I? Like that's
Why the
what,
Lego Death Star? I hear it's pretty cheap.
oh yeah, that's real cheap.
Put it together and put it in an acrylic box.
Yeah, but then
It would look great.
I opened it and like, then I'm like, do I save the box? Like
Yeah, you save the box because it's just what you do. Not like people in general, but you.
9-year-old putting that thing together, but now I don't know.
And then he's losing the pieces, and he's mad because now there's a
because there is since I would have, but then it got put. Oh no, I can't.
I was having that same problem as you, Jason. Like I don't want to build it and then I drop it, or where do I put it? But I found a site that actually they sell custom like cases for a specific Lego, and it'll even have what it is. It's called wickedbrick.com. And I was like,
That's
like,
cool.
It's an acrylic case, and like it's built to fit whatever the Lego you have is, you know.
Like what they do like at Target with the Lego displays, they have them in those boxes, and they're
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, so something like that. That's what made me want to stay in that game, you know.
I don't have the space, dude. Oh,
Yeah, that's my problem too.
I don't have the space. What am I gonna do?
Well, Jason, is there anything that you've been seeing that would be a good gift idea for pop culture wise?
Me?
Yep, that Jason.
Oh, well, me, I'm a little different than like I don't like the same as everyone else. Like those dinosaurs that just hit from CreativeBeast.com, those like super articulated triceratopses, like
Right.
those would be on my list like big time. I can't seem to find mine. I don't know where he went, so I think I put him on the other side. But like on the Mario Kart thing, I was collecting those. Like I didn't do the Lego ones, but I started collecting the little Hot Wheel cars. Like
Oh yeah.
those guys are. I got
Right.
the-
And those are freaking cool.
Yeah, and in certain ones, that's the dry bones, whatever. Yeah, and then there's
Right.
different characters. Some are harder to find, and I was like, I'm going to collect all these because they're not too expensive, and they wouldn't take up a whole lot of wall space. I'm going to take them out of the package, put them in like one of those car displays.
Good stocking stuffers too.
Feel free to stuff my stocking with like a bunch of them, okay?
In the package or out of the package?
Don't matter. You can probably stuff more out of the package.
There's a big heavy stocking. No, I mean, there's a lot of really cool things hitting right now for me, and like I've seen, DC's come out with a lot of cool things. I think I was telling you guys beforehand, there's that Mandalorian Grogu 2-pack, the Star Wars black one that has the little Grogu packaged in there. And it has, the Mandalorian with a removable helmet to show his mug, and then the Grogu, is in there with his, and it has a little locator thing from the first season to where they used to locate the Grogu.
Did you see the price on that one? That one at Target?
Yeah, I think it was 35.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're really charging you for the extras on the Grogu.
That's what I'm saying. And for those of us that go
and
by
the extra head,
it's a whole nother person thing. Whatever characters, you're getting 2 characters in one. That's why the price up.
With the little crib for him too.
Baby Yoda has blown up. Honestly, dude.
I got those Christmas. Those ugly.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
I liked them. I liked the way they looked. I thought they were cool.
Yeah. I honestly, it's one of those things like, I don't know. I buy what I like, dude. So regardless, you know what I mean? Whatever.
As long as you like them, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought those were sweet.
So there you go. Some different pop culture ideas. Now, in talking about gifts, I do want to end by talking about something we've done every year. Pastrami Nation this year is teaming up with Apollo Burger, and we are doing our Christmas giveaway. And we're doing it a little differently this year. We're actually doing a toy drive this weekend from 11 to 3, both days. We're doing a drive-through, drop-off toy drive. You bring a toy, $10 value, you get a coupon for a free cheeseburger at Apollo. And as you know, Apollo, they have amazing burgers. This is and you're helping people. You're brightening up the holidays. Then the following Tuesday, we will be giving out everything. We have over 100 toys, and Apollo is graciously donating 10 turkeys as well. So we are really trying to make the holidays, great for everybody, because let's face it, the pandemic sucks. And, whatever we can do to brighten it up, we've done it every year, but this year seems the most important because, there's a lot of depression going around. Even if you didn't get COVID, you're still stuck at home, and, it gets to you. And for the people that have lost people, it's really hard. So if we could help brighten up even, one person's, holidays, we're going to do it. So look for us at Apollo Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 3. If you bring your unwrapped toy, and get your coupon for your free cheeseburger. And then if you go onto Pastrami Nation's Facebook page, you will see a link to click to register for the giveaway. COVID throws everything out the window, so we can't do our usual raffle ticket thing that we do. So it's an online raffle ticket. So you just go on there. It's completely free. You sign up, you put your name down, and we're going to draw everybody. And on Monday, shoot emails and let you know if you are getting a free gift on Tuesday. So please head over to Facebook, check out that link for a Christmas giveaway. And if you do have a toy you'd like to donate, please come see us this weekend and get a free cheeseburger while you're at it. Thank you to Apollo for partnering with us on this. They have been fantastic, for the whole thing. As soon as we brought it up, it wasn't even a question. It was, whatever we can do to help the community. So, thank you, Victor, and everybody over there. And we will see you all this Saturday. So that'll be fun. All right. And just to close, remember your chance to win one of 2 Pastrami Nation combos just by leaving a comment. Comment can be after the live's done. It can be while you're watching this recorded. That's fine. Chime in. Let us know what you think about Grogu or Baby Yoda.
Love that.
Or Darth Vader.
Yeah. Or Say by the Bell, or, Christmas gift ideas.
Or KFC.
Or KFC. Let us know what you think about the finger looking good movie coming out, Somebody had to say it. I thought Jason would have, but somebody had to say it.
It's actually not you, so that just caught me off guard.
You're welcome. But
yeah, I can't. That's delightful.
Now, between that and Grogu, you're just done for the day.
Finger licking Grogu.
I just don't say his name.
Finger licking Grogu. I like
that. When he's eating the frog, back to the frog episode. It's all coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Ribbit
sure is. Disgusting. All right. Well, we're almost at an hour, so let's go ahead and sign off. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in, for watching it, for dropping comments, for everybody who's been on it today. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. And yeah, make sure you visit us at pastramination.com for news, reviews, and more. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest, where we continue to grow like a wildfire for some reason. But I'm not complaining. It's awesome. All right, signing off. This is Nolan Smith. And who else do we got?
Jason Smith.
Jason Smith.
Dim sum light.
Kevin.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Grogu.